Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Dan Edgoose and Ben Wakeford Sportscast. I'm your host, Daniel Edgoose, and joining me is my co-host,
Ben Wakeford. Welcome back.
Welcome back. We hope you've had a good week since the last Sportscast. We've got a lot to talk about today, especially the Superbowl, which occurred last Sunday night, and what a game that was. One for the ages, and we'll have a lot to talk about in regards to that later, but other stuff on the agenda will be coming first, so hopefully it satisfies sort of the sporting needs of a wider population.
not just American
American football. Although this one will be tailored more towards the...
Obviously, because it's one of the main events.
Oh yeah, it's a huge event, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it'd be rude not to sort of talk about
it. Be disrespectful,
as
really.
we would about any other
exactly.
event. And there are some big ones coming up, especially the World Cup in the summer.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
If we keep this going until then that would definitely be a massive part of the sportscast throughout the summer.
Breaking down England's performances.
I'm excited, Gareth Southgate.
Anyway.
So we'll start off with regular sort of football and soccer.
Wow. Yeah.
And we'll go to the TV rights deal.
Yeah, so the Premier League is gearing up to the TV right bid, which is being submitted on Friday. So it's kind of like the main two people that are going for it, BT and Sky. They'll probably share the rights as they have done. So they both having football games on the Premier League. Anyway, it's kind of like the results are going to be released next week, and the first deadlines for the bids is obviously the 9th, which is today, the Friday, and the league is seeking to increase the current price of the rights, which is £5.14 billion, which is obviously an extreme amount of money for the Premier League, and that deal actually runs until 2019, but obviously they want to get a new deal in before that runs out. So there's been an exponential growth in the amount of money which has been spent on the TV rights for the Premier League over time. It's gone up from 191 million in 1992 to 97 to obviously what is now 5.136 billion, which was for 2016 to 2019. And we're looking at somewhere around 8-9 billion for the rights for the next 3 or 4 years, which is obviously an extreme amount of money, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge amounts, and as people who have an interest in the media, hence the sportscast, we sort of take a big interest in this, and it is a big point in sort of modern day football, and it's why we're seeing such an inflated market.
Yeah. And
why teams are so desperate to get to the Premier League is because of these TV deals. Yeah. Sky and BT have had a long running rivalry for the rights, and that, as a result, has led to these huge prices and price tags being thrown around just to show the games, and it won't stop growing.
It won't, no, because
what is really the working class people's game is they're being priced out because of TV rights.
Yeah, but the thing is though, do you not think that maybe one day the people will think, oh, it's not actually worth spending this much money on the TV rights for it, because realistically not that many people actually watch it on Sky. I think I've seen for the average game it's just over 1 million or just under 1 million people watch it, which is ridiculous for the amount of money they're paying. They're probably paying more for it to show the game than people are actually watching it. So I don't know, it just seems a bit bizarre to me to spend so much money on the TV rights. Well,
I mean, it's all about sort of your brand, isn't it? If you're associated with an entity like the Premier League, then your company's set in terms of advertising,
of course,
and having your name thrown around in sort of the global market financially because of that reason. But these prices are getting sort of to the point of they're absurd, really.
Absurd, that's a good word I'd use.
But BT and Sky have this rivalry; they'll keep trying to outprice each other. But it's probably right that they both
share the games.
But it's like you said, with sort of new age media, how many people realistically are watching on television?
There's a lot of streaming and stuff.
There's a lot of illegal streaming as well, which
kind of makes it difficult for.
And that's sort of the result of the internet and sort of globalization, is because of this sort of this access, how easy it is now to watch these games, even though you don't realistically pay for it. It's very easy. The internet's a wide and very useful tool. So it's not hard for you to type in the match you want to watch, and you can easily find a stream, whether it be on a random website or on Reddit or even YouTube. It's true. But these prices, you have to ask why.
Why?
I mean,
the money could be going somewhere else, but instead they're spending it on the football.
The right to show Watford v West Brom on Thursday night.
Oh no.
Yes.
Did you want to say something about Conte?
I thought maybe we could allude to that sort of point where it's a big talking point as well in the world of football at the moment. That's Chelsea and Antonio Conte, their sort of relationship at the moment. Obviously they won the Premier League last year with an impressive season. This manager comes from Italy to manage a huge club like Chelsea and wins the Premier League in his first season, and it's almost becoming a sort of it's a common thing for Chelsea managers to do really well in the first season. It's that sort of honeymoon effect, and then after that it seems to often drop off, and that especially, I mean, the biggest sort of case I can think of is Jose Mourinho. Although he did return, and then it happened again to him. Obviously now he's at Manchester United, and you can kind of see sort of similarities there with Antonio Conte. Brilliant season the first year, adopted the 3 or 5 at the back, which was sort of revolutionary. A lot of teams run that system now, and it's effective. But teams have figured Chelsea out, and he's not adapted. The fans are now turning on him. They're on his back. The Chelsea board have said that they won't sack him yet. They'll give him time, but how long does he have? I don't think he's lasting until the end of the season. No. I think
he's on a thin rope.
Oh yeah, thin ice. And I mean, for a team like Chelsea to lose 4-1 to Watford, I mean,
no disrespect to Watford.
No, obviously Watford are.
Chelsea should really be.
Oh yeah, it's humiliating for a club like them.
Yeah, getting the victory against Watford.
And I thought that might have been the final nail in the coffin for the Italian manager. Obviously not yet, but
I mean they did only have 10 men, so it's kind of like you could say it's a fair result at the end of the day.
But at the same time, is that a result of Conte not disciplining his players?
True.
Really? So lost 4-1 to Watford, and then of course in that game another big talking point is the sort of
Troy Deeney incident.
The notorious striker Troy Deeney. He's been involved in a few controversial incidents in the last couple of years, and this adds to the list. He scored the penalty to put Watford 1-0 up, and then made a rude gesture to the Chelsea fans, which is an understatement. He won't get banned. He won't get a punishment for it. He might get fined. Really. He should, and that's the big sort of talking point. When Luis Suarez did it a couple of years ago, he was ripped apart and suffered consequences from the FA.
The thing is, when you're a Premier League footballer, you should think about your actions. Obviously, they're under scrutiny. Like, people are watching you. You're a role model for kids.
You're a role model, definitely.
People, so you should really just not do stupid things like that.
It's a stupid move from someone who's done stupid things in the past. And
definitely.
I mean, this is a player who's been thrown around with price tags of about 16 million. He was linked to West Brom, I believe, in January. So clubs are still willing to take a player like Troy Deeney because the talent's there.
Talent is there, yeah.
But it's just the attitude.
The attitude, yeah. It's similar for many players, really.
Oh, yeah,
the attitude lets them down, and that kind of hinders them throughout their whole career.
He's got a lot of players, when you question the attitude, it's how much do they want to be successful.
Yeah.
For Deeney, you think he wants to be successful, but he just does stupid things. And you have to think, what's the point when Watford decide to move on?
Yeah.
When do they cut him loose and see him off? Because he's a club legend. He's been with them for many years. Got them promoted while in the Championship, but it's another stupid move in a long list of them, and he knows not to do it again. But I'm sure he'll find something else stupid to do in due time.
Seems to be one of those players that just find it hard to stay out of trouble.
I hope he proves me wrong, because he's a very talented player.
He's a boy, isn't he?
The man's a boy.
He's a boy. It's a dog.
Both, he's a dog and he's a boy in that.
In the
sense,
sense
it's childish.
Yeah, very childish.
We'll move on from that.
what's next?
During the Winter Olympics.
So this week the Winter Olympics has started in Pyeongchang in South Korea, and it's been seen that the North and South Korean athletes have been walking together. They walked together under like a neutral flag, which is the Olympic flag, I believe. To kind of show that they're not like, I don't know, how would you describe it? They're kind of like, they're respectful of each other, not like they don't let the politics like get in the way of the games at the moment.
Despite the sort of tension between the countries at the moment,
obviously there's always been massive tension.
They're showing how sport can sort of bring a sort of more human side out of the situation.
For the British, Lizzie Yarnell carried the Great British flag in the opening ceremony, and Great Britain have sent a record number of 59 squad members to Pyeongchang as Lizzie Yarnell tries to defend her skeleton title, and they have set a goal of winning 5 medals, I believe it is, or 5 gold medals, one of the two. But yeah, that's kind of their goal, and I think they can probably achieve that this year with the talent they've got in the squad. Obviously, Lizzie Yarnell's the kind of the standout Winter Olympian for us, for the Great British. So hopefully she can represent Great Britain well and compete and get another medal.
Yeah, it should be a good spectacle. And
I think the Winter Olympics is something that's always kind of, it gains interest because people don't really know much about a lot of the winter sports, but then there's like skiing's quite a spectacle and they're doing all the jumps and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
Well, you've got to sort of look at it as sort of culture.
Yeah.
Like we're in Britain, it doesn't snow often, so the Winter Olympics isn't necessarily a big sort of, it's a very underrated event, but it's not really taken seriously from a lot of people. A lot of people won't sit down and think, "Oh, watch the Winter Olympics," like they would for the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that we're where we are in the world is a big part of that. But it's a good event, and I encourage people to watch it because these people are superhuman. The ability some of these people have in some of these events. I struggle to ice skate.
Yeah.
And then you have these people going down mountains, that speed, going through gates, skiing. It's
also
incredible.
One kind of event that I find that absolutely amazing is the bobsleigh.
Yeah.
I think it's, mate, if they crash, they're kind of screwed, really, because they're going so quick at such a pace. It's amazing.
That's a good story, isn't it? Team Jamaica qualified.
Yeah.
It brings you sort of back to the memories of Cool Runnings. A favourite for many, so that should be scenes.
Scenes, absolutely scenes. Yeah.
So Super Bowl 52 played on Sunday night between the New England Patriots and Philadelphia Eagles, and what a spectacle it was!
It was really good. Obviously, it's always a great event, the Super Bowl, but obviously having a game like this is something to kind of behold, really.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm looking back at recent Super Bowls. You have that I sort of watched as a avid fan, and I think probably my favourite Super Bowl was this one.
Yeah, I've got to say it was quite an amazing.
I was struggling to stay awake for the second half because I was tired.
Yeah.
As I think any sort of British American football fan has the right to be at that sort of time, but it was. I made the prediction because me and you watched it together.
We did.
I made the prediction before the game that it's going to be a battle of the defences. Both teams were.
I remember you saying it's going to be a low-scoring game.
It's going to be a low-scoring game.
Neither team are going to score in their first two drives, or whatever you said.
Both teams scored in both their first 2 drives.
So you couldn't have been more wrong, really.
I couldn't have been more wrong, but
that's sport, isn't it? That's sport for you. Always bringing out new different ways to stump you.
But
record number of yards in a game.
I was completely wrong, wasn't I?
You were.
It was.
It happens.
One of them for a fan who doesn't know much or like American football. If you watched that game,
you'd love it.
You'd love it. It was really a game for everyone, for NFL fanatics and just neutrals and just
I agree.
newcomers who wanted to watch what it's all about.
And this was the complete spectacle.
Oh, definitely.
This was one of the best kind of showings of a sport you could ever hope to see realistically. Like it's just what people would want. Any like neutral or any person just starting to watch the sport would want from a match, really, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, that was big throws, big hits, big
throws,
runs.
Yeah, big runs, and a record number of yards in any kind of American football game, which is obviously quite special, really.
The fact Tom Brady threw for 505 yards, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns,
and still doesn't win the game. Let me just say, I think their defensive coordinator Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick have lost Tom Brady a 6th Super Bowl ring.
Do you think?
I think that, yes, definitely. I think having 2 weeks and not even being able to prepare for, obviously, yes, Philadelphia are a talented offense, but Nick Foles is not Tom Brady, and he's not the people that Brady and Belichick have beaten leading up to this game. He's really not. Like, admittedly, he did have a special performance on Sunday, but that's, maybe you could say it was because of like Matt Patricia, and I do think that he's let Tom Brady down.
Well, if you give up 41 points in the Super Bowl when you were the favourite, is eye-opening.
Yeah, I think that Tom Brady, he'll be gutted. Obviously, throwing for 505 yards, as you said, 3 touchdowns is MVP numbers for the game, realistically, and I think he is. I think he'll be most disappointed and slightly let down by the defence, and also the whole controversy surrounding Malcolm Butler, who has only played special team snaps for the whole game.
Bold move from Belichick.
Played 97% of defensive snaps in the whole season, then doesn't play 1 defensive snap in the Super Bowl is absolutely clueless.
Well, it's quite clear he's their second best quarterback behind Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, true.
I don't think anyone else is really his level, but the rumours are suggesting that there's a whole range of them. Stuff
violated team rules. That's what they've said. I think.
I believe the rumours said it was he missed his team's curfew.
Yeah.
And the other rumours, more radically, said that he was in possession of marijuana. Whether that's true, it will likely come out in the future.
Thing is, though, you could keep that under wraps until the game's finished, and you could still have him play. And the fact that he was there in pads, in full kit, only play special teams, is absolutely. It's just crazy to think about, really.
I think it's sort of this Bill Belichick way of no one's bigger than the team.
Yeah.
We saw it last year when James Collins, one of the better linebackers in the league,
got traded,
asked for Von Miller money. The week after, he gets traded to the worst team in the NFL, and Belichick completely disregarded his talent and said no one's bigger than the team. So let him go. And I think this has happened here again. No one's bigger than the team. Doesn't matter how talented you are, or if it's the Super Bowl, you're going to sit if you've done something that sort of.
What I'm saying is, I think he might have been able to change the game. Maybe not. Maybe they wouldn't have won, but I think he would have made the defence better than what it was, obviously.
Well, the Eagles have so many weapons.
Yeah,
Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz,
he was amazing, wasn't he?
Nelson Aguilar, Torrey Smith.
Yeah.
So you
Corey
need
Clement as well.
You need cornerbacks out there that are going to at least put up a better fight.
They had a safety in the slot, which is just... It's not going to work, is it? It's not going to happen.
If you put Nelson Aguilar in the slot, he's speedy.
He's going to burn any safety.
He's going to burn. So...
It's just...
It was a bold move. I don't agree with that. I think that I like the idea that no one's bigger than the team.
Yeah.
But surely for a Super Bowl, because then you're just, in a way, Belichick's let the rest of the whole team down.
Yeah.
For Malcolm Butler's actions, because he's talented.
Obviously, you could say Malcolm Butler let the team down from actually.
Oh, definitely.
Having those actions, like. Actually doing whatever he did, but
just punish him after the game.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Don't let anything. Obviously, they didn't let anything come out about it. That's why everyone was so clueless as why he wasn't like on the field at any like defensive snaps. But after the game, just punish him after the game, not during the game when you need him.
Well, we're saying about Nelson Aguilar. He had 9 catches in a Super Bowl or 84 yards.
And coming out the slot is nowhere normally, isn't he?
I mean, some of these other weapons, Alshon Jeffrey only had 3 catches, but one of them was that huge touchdown.
Yeah.
An absolutely amazing catch, which I really do think Alshon Jeffrey is an elite receiver. I was very surprised that the Chicago Bears cut him loose at the end of last year.
I mean, that's just
because
Chicago, isn't it?
Huh?
It's just Chicago, isn't it, really?
Because of, attitude problems. But he's elite. Zach Ertz 7 catches for 67 yards. Corey Clement 4 catches. Torrey Smith 5. So
they spread the ball around nicely.
Oh yeah, we were saying they've all got they've got unbelievably good receivers, and then you're benching one of your better cornerbacks. It's almost suicide.
And obviously the Eagles defense, even though they conceded 33 points, they still managed to keep kind of ahead of the game, didn't they? Really?
Oh yeah.
Just they were able to get Nick Foles back on the pitch, back on the field during regular intervals in the game, and didn't let Tom Brady get in front and get away from them.
I think a big part of the game as well was it was a rough day for the kickers.
Oh yeah, there was a few.
Alshon Jeffrey's touchdown grab, the long throw, and then Elliott misses the extra point. You have the field goal attempt where the snap was bobbled. Patriots tried to get it back up, and Gostkowski basically had to just wait. He was basically standing and just swung his leg through. He didn't get a run up, hits the upright, and then
it's a tough day, wasn't it?
And then he missed an extra point again later, so it was a tough day for them.
Yeah, but
for the kickers.
Obviously, Philadelphia winning their first ever Super Bowl is something that's got to be respected. They've had a brilliant season, especially when Carson Wentz was out there, and then when he got injured, they were able to adapt their game plan in order for Nick Foles to have a good enough run to the Super Bowl and Super Bowl to obviously win it, which is something to be amended for.
There was only one punt in the whole game.
Yeah, and
that was a Philadelphia Eagles punt for 41 yards.
I think it's just...
Which shows how well the offenses were playing. Yeah. It's a shame Tom Brady couldn't see out the win, but my goodness, no punts.
Yeah, and they still lose.
So it really speaks volumes of how
I'm just saying, played. Matt Patricia's bailed on the team, I think.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah, he's gone straight to Detroit.
I think it's a good move for him. I mean, any chance you get to be a head coach of an NFL team, especially.
I think he'll make them more solid on defense as well.
Oh yeah, he's a defensive specialist, isn't he? He's a defensive coordinator.
Detroit are always good on offense, obviously with Matt Stafford and their weapons they have there. But obviously their defense is always something that lets them down. Maybe that's why they don't ever challenge for like the NFC North or get into the playoffs very often.
I just want to talk quickly about a big part of that Super Bowl, and that was the trick play.
Oh yeah,
that the Eagles did. Doug Peterson. Obviously, hired a couple of years back after Rex Ryan.
Yeah.
Rex Ryan, Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly. Yeah. I think calling that play in the Super Bowl was ballsy.
Oh, it was on fourth down in the red zone
on
like the 1 or 2 yard line. So
to let Trey Burton throw it to Nick Foles as well.
There's a lot that could have gone wrong in that sequence.
But luckily it didn't, and it came off for them.
They've definitely been practice. That's one for the practice field. That one, definitely. And it works off. But I don't think at the beginning of the season I would have had Philadelphia in my top 14 teams that I thought would win the Super Bowl.
No.
I'd have rated them around the 20th, 15th, 20th best team.
Purely because of Carson Wentz obviously was a rookie last year. He didn't have a great season.
He wasn't great
towards the end. But obviously this year he came out of the blocks.
And this year just something changed.
Yeah, proved what he could do really, didn't they?
Yeah, so it looks like they've got their franchise quarterback.
Looks like they're set really.
Do you think the Eagles can repeat?
Definitely. After watching them on Sunday, I think they've got so much talent around the ball, like all over the field really. And with Carson Wentz going back, you'd think they'd be even better than if they had Nick Foles.
That is true. What do you think Nick Foles would do? Do you think he'll stay and be a backup, or do you think he'll walk?
Super Bowl MVP, I think he'll go somewhere else.
It's true.
I think he'll get traded somewhere else. I don't know. I don't really know where I might have him. Who needs a quarterback at the moment? Can't really think.
Who needs a quarterback? Ooh, I mean,
obviously Cleveland comes to mind, but I think they'll draft one.
Does Chicago need another?
No, I think Mitch Trubisky is good enough. I think anyway.
If Kirk Cousins doesn't go, Denver maybe.
Maybe, yeah, that's a good point. I think he'll go to Denver though.
Cardinals,
yeah.
Palmer
retired.
I'd probably say Arizona.
I like that fit.
I don't think Nick Foles would be too expensive as well if he's a free agent.
Depends how much he.
Or if they
requests.
Trade. But obviously now the Eagles know that they can hold him for ransom until a team's willing to pay up the goods.
Also, something that happened yesterday. Jimmy Garoppolo getting the highest contract.
Huge contract.
I think it's $137.5 million over 5 years.
For a player that's had 7 starts in his career,
it's madness.
He's got the talent. I mean,
he does. He's proved that. Like winning games with San Francisco is obviously hard, but he managed to do it.
But that's a big commitment to a player.
A large commitment.
I would still class basically a rookie. He hasn't played much. He hasn't played a full season yet. You know, he's only played 7 starts.
Yeah.
And you're giving him the biggest contract in NFL history. It's ridiculous.
It's make or break, really, isn't it, for San Francisco? But I think they found their guy, so they thought, we might as well just hang on to it, pay the big money.
They started the season terribly, and then they traded for Garoppolo from the New England Patriots.
I don't know what they expected with Brian Hoyer. I don't know what
Beathard.
Yeah, Beathard came in, the rookie.
That was
the rookie out of Iowa. Was a bit. Obviously, he was just a filler, though, wasn't he? And I think they inquired about Garoppolo, and they gave Bill enough.
I liked the idea to trade for Garoppolo and sign him at the end of the season, especially after what he showed them. But for that much money, it's risky. It's risky.
Business. It is. It could pay off, or it could backfire massively.
Yeah, I think San Francisco still is obviously still in a rebuilding phase.
I think
they're obviously not the team that they once had with Kaepernick in his sort of prime, Patrick Willis and.
Yeah, they used to have a really good team, obviously making it to the Super Bowl. With Colin Kaepernick.
Unfortunately, lost to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah,
but I don't.
Yeah, they're definitely in like a rebuilding kind of phase.
Mm.
Obviously, maybe in the next 2 years they might be back. So
they had a few first-round picks last year, didn't they? Reuben Foster and no, I think it was just one. Yeah. They had Solomon Thomas and Reuben Foster. Solomon Thomas, a defensive end. Because they had the second pick.
Yeah, they had the second pick
and then traded down.
Yeah.
For Chicago to pick Trubisky.
Yeah.
Even though San Francisco wasn't going to pick him
really.
anyway, so it was a waste of a couple of picks.
Yeah. That's just Chicago, isn't it?
That's just
What
Chicago.
can we really say about Chicago?
So that's going to do it from me and Ben today on the EdgooseWakeford Sportscast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we've had a lot to talk about today. Bit of a shorter sportscast, but we've discussed all that was
on that we
the
really
agenda.
wanted to discuss, didn't we?
New episode should be out next week.
Yeah. Maybe we're going to try and do something new, aren't we, for next week?
Yeah, we're going to try some new things
what we
with
can do.
this whole project, and we'll obviously have more to talk about as the sporting world, as things happen in the sporting world. So, just thank you for watching.
Thanks for tuning in again.
Thank you for tuning in. Any feedback is appreciated. We'd appreciate if you could like and comment any sort of suggestions or feedback. And we'll see you next week for episode 5 of the EdgooseWakeford Sportscast. Cheerio.
Bye-bye.